I laugh. I'm
It's a
like,
car, it's a car-centric place.
yeah, yeah. Well, we're talking about Montana because I just got back from Montana, and Michelle is from Missoula, Montana. I always have to think about how I'm saying Missoula.
Yeah.
So we got some people chiming in here. We've got Australia people on here. I know you guys love
Wow.
our
It's
7 p.m.
early.
time. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nice thing, we try and make this so everybody is able to hop on to the best of their ability, so accommodating East Coast, Midwest, a little bit of West Coast, but our international people, this is an ideal time frame that they get to jump on,
Awesome.
midday for
That's
them.
great.
So yeah, yeah, we try and make it so everybody can. This is recorded, so that way people who ask for the recording can get that. All of our Dog Handler Academy clients get the recordings of it, so it is beneficial. I'm always one of those where I'm paying attention so much to what's going on, and then I always have to go back and rewatch it to like make little notes. In
Yeah.
Berlin, Wisconsin. Ooh, another Wisconsin person. Yay. uh yeah, the Midwest is always the
I was just gonna say La Crosse, Wisconsin. I've been to La
yeah.
Crosse, Wisconsin. My college roommate, um, her family's her mother is from was from Sweden,
Oh,
born
cool.
there, lives in La Crosse. So I would spend Christmases there and had
Yeah.
lefska and all like the
Oh yeah.
Swedish traditions there.
All the good stuff. All the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We're real big. We have our Set in Mai for the Norwegians. We have our Oktoberfest for the Germans. There's Irish Fest. So, oh yeah, we
So a
have
lot of beer drinking.
a lot of beer drinking. Yes, we're actually in the Guinness Book of World Record for having the world's largest six pack. So our brewery here, their holding tanks that they ferment everything in, they actually wrap them in what looks like beer cans. So
Oh
then
my
they say we have
gosh,
the
it's
world's largest
funny.
six pack. So yeah, it's one of those things that sometimes it's fun to be famous for, depending on your audience.
Right,
Yeah, I think we used to be number one in most bars per capita, but I think we got
right.
beat out by another college town, so now we're number two.
Yeah.
Oh, it happens. It happens. All right. Well, as everyone is chiming in, we're 5 minutes after the hour, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you, everyone, for joining us live. If you're watching the replay, you'll find that just as valuable. Wanted to introduce you to Michelle with shop.pet. Michelle and I have had a couple of conversations, and I am so excited about this uh, piece of information that we're going to give to you simply because we all are looking for different ways to enhance our retail areas or experience for our clients. If any of you have ever followed me and you know that I go out to Super Zoo and I buy booths and I drive it all back to La Crosse, Wisconsin. It's a 24-hour drive from Vegas. And I do that so that way I can save money and, make all these great deals. And it's like Black Friday shopping. Uh, but the downfall is I have to store it all. I have to organize it and I have to store it. And then if I bought the demo stuff on the trade show floor, and now I've run out of it, do I want to now purchase it again and inventory it and store it? What I love about what we're going to talk about today is basically I'm Amazon, right? Like people can shop at night while they're sitting on their couch and they see the picture that I posted of their dog enjoying a certain toy or something that I've talked about on our Facebook page for Fun for Pets or Possum Pets Country Club. That way they can just simply click on our site and go shopping. So I'm super excited about it. I'm always looking for new ways to enhance my client experience, bring in more revenue, and do that without increasing the cost of my staff having to do more work, which is something we all think about. So, without further ado, I'm going to let Michelle go ahead and show all of you this great product called shop.pet.
Yes, shops
Um,
at pet.
and I love that it says retail beyond the drop off. Like, it's perfect. So, without further ado, take it away.
Exactly. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity. A little bit of background about me. I'm the founder of Shop Pet, which I'm going to go into more detail. but I also have launched a brand in the health and wellness space, not in the pet industry. So I've been in the retail e-commerce world for about 12 or 13 years now. So have seen the evolution of it. And before I kind of jump into ShopDot, I think it's kind of fun and interesting to just talk about retail over the past 50 years, just to kind of ground us in what we've been seeing and where we think things are going. So if you look in like the 1980s and 1990s, what do you see a lot of malls, right? You would be like, oh, there would be a J.C. Penney shopper or Sears shopper, and you go to the mall, and that's kind of where you predominantly went and bought things. And what happened in 1997 is a small little company called Amazon actually launched. And it was really the first introduction to e-commerce for the mass population. And where did Amazon start with? They started with this little niche, which were books. What's really a really interesting fun fact, the original name of Amazon was actually relentless.com. If you actually type in relentless.com, it'll actually redirect you to Amazon. So Jeff Bezos actually had different ideas. So he started in books. He had a very big idea for where he wanted to take Amazon from a very, very early start, even though he started in books. But what Amazon did was it really kind of changed the game for retail, right? Predominantly people, all retail was done in brick and mortar stores. And as a brand, you were beholden to the retail store, hopefully carrying your product. That was the only way you were actually going to get your product to the masses, right? And then what we saw happen from there was Amazon continued to grow, eBay launched, but then you had these platforms come about, like a Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce. Those platforms actually launched at around 2005, 2006. And what those platforms enabled people to do was democratize the ability for anyone to actually make a product and be able to sell it online. Before, you had to have all these technical expertise in order to create an e-commerce store. You had to be an Amazon, right? In order to really build an online store. But these platforms in around 2005, 2006 enabled a lot of people to more easily become e-commerce sellers. Again, further changing retail. Then you saw kind of a growth of that, and then COVID happened, which really accelerated e-commerce to another level, right? And you saw e-commerce representing 20% of all retail. During these 15-year period, when you saw this growth, you also saw the increase of Google, you saw the increase of Facebook. These were ways that e-commerce stores were able to advertise and get in front of more people. So you saw really interesting conversions in 2010, 2015, and so on, with the growth of e-commerce really going hand in hand with the growth of social media and also like Google and being able to search for something and finding a site and buying something from that site. Prior to that, so what, you had a website. Doesn't matter if you have a website if there's no tools to help you reach it, right? So you saw this really interesting convergence of what was happening. During the same time, all those big box anchor stores and malls like Penny's and Sears started closing their doors, right? Because there's been such a shift in the retail model. So here we are in 2025. I think it's important to see kind of the evolution of retail so that I can kind of show where retail is going and the opportunity of you guys as service providers and service businesses and the critical role that you guys can play within the retail. So when you look at brick and mortar versus retail within the pet industry, this is specifically in the pet industry. Predominantly, people are still buying in stores, 39%, but really shortly following that, 34%, you have people now buying online, prefer to buy online. You're seeing that obviously with Amazon investing a lot in the pet industry, as well as platforms like Chewy, right? So really kind of driving that e-commerce sale. But what's also driving that are the generations, right? So Gen Zs and millennials prefer to shop online. And it makes sense. Gen Z is 100% of their life dominated online. Millennials, a good majority of their life dominated online. And then Gen Z spend the most on their pet compared to any previous generation. And you probably have seen in the news that a lot of the younger generation, they are foregoing getting married, foregoing or pushing off and possibly not wanting to have children, and instead preferring to be pet parents instead. So we're going to continue to see higher spending within this next generation, and also how they think and care, and the humanization of pets is really driving a lot of the growth that we're seeing within the pet industry. So these are just some interesting things, just to kind of highlight things that I think you see in your business and you know, but it really, the data kind of further supports this, but it also supports where things are going from a generational standpoint overall. So the pet industry as a whole is $157 billion in the US and growing at around 7% annually. And 1 in 5 US households acquired a new pet during the pandemic, accounting for 23 million new pet homes. I know that many of you guys experience a lot of growth with this increase in demand. And 2/3 of pet owners incorporate their animals into financial planning. And if you look really into the services that really match this growth, it's the biggest is pet boarding and daycare, representing around 2.3 billion, then grooming services, pet sitting, dog walking, and then training services. So what we're seeing dominating in the service industry is boarding and daycare. Um, what's really interesting, that model that you're also seeing too, is a lot of retail stores now are starting to think, with this increase in growth and demand of growth in pet industry, growth in demand for services, and in all of that, you're also seeing a lot of retailers now going into services. You also see a lot more competition, which I think is what you guys are also starting to see now, right? And Eve can probably speak to that. And a lot of reasons for that, but Eve, I'll let you kind of share what you're seeing as well.
Yeah, that is exactly it. You're seeing stores now opening up the do-it-yourself dog wash area,
Right.
or they're doing small, honestly, drop-in doggy daycare right in their back storage room type of thing. Um,
Mhm.
so they definitely are dipping their toes into the service world,
Mhm.
because they see that they do go hand in hand, right? If somebody's coming to the store looking for a product, um, and especially training, that's another big one. They'll rent out their floor space after hours for trainers to hold training classes in their retail area. Um,
Exactly.
so yeah, it is a hand in hand type of thing.
Yeah, and because of that, what they're looking at is how do they take care of the whole pet and the whole pet parent and their needs. And so we're seeing that with retail dipping their toe into service. What about service dipping their toe a lot more heavily into retail, right? That's the opportunity, and that's what we're going to talk about now. So if you look at pet retail in general, that in itself is around $68 billion. That's a lot. This is probably underreported. So there's a lot of opportunity for retail within the pet industry. And this is spread across several retail models that currently exist. If you look at the current retail model right now, there's only around 3 prior to Shops which I'm going to talk to you about. The first is traditional wholesale. The pros of a traditional wholesale is what Eve had mentioned. You buy the inventory, you store the inventory, and then when a customer gives you money, you give them the product, right? That's been going on for a very, very long time. And the pros of that is customer can purchase and receive product immediately. So that's a pro. There's a lot of challenges with that Eve has shared as well. And many of you, if you've dabbled in it, have experienced what that looks like. Requires upfront capital to buy, but also to track the inventory. And you need physical space to showcase the products, right? You need to actually make it look like a really good experience where somebody would want to buy, not like dust off the product. Oh my God, that's been sitting there for a year and a half, which I know in talking to our customers on Shopped, what they've, have experienced when they've tried to do retail before. So that's traditional wholesale, right? The next is traditional e-commerce, which is again requiring you to buy the inventory, store the inventory. But with platforms like a Shopify or WooCommerce, you can create an e-commerce store and sell the product. So the pros is that it provides convenience for your customers to shop. They can buy wherever, whenever they want to shop if you have an e-commerce store. The cons is you still need to buy the inventory and store it. You then have to link your inventory to the e-commerce site, and then you need to pick, pack, and ship it, right? Like these are all the things and challenges of actually running traditional e-commerce. The last model is affiliate model. An affiliate means a brand that you like may give you a URL that has like a special unique code at the end. And if somebody uses it, maybe they give you 15% of the sale, 10% of the sale. So, I mean, with that, you can actually sell recommended products without carrying inventory. That's a pro. The con is that how are you going to remember all the affiliate links? So you're just probably going to drive them to the site because you don't remember the specific code. And so you really miss out on the commission. And the links often break. This is something we hear from a lot of people is that, yeah, they tried affiliates, but it's a crappy experience because you're driving the client all over the place to make a purchase. So this has been kind of what's happened so far.
Yeah, you're right. I've tried a few affiliate things with stuff in my stores, and it's great at first, right? Because you promote it and you talk about it, and then you have it on your website, and 6 months later, 8 months later, a year later, somebody's like, "Hey, I tried to purchase that off your website and it doesn't go to anywhere." And I'm like,
Oh, not a great experience.
"Yeah." You're like,
Yeah.
"Whoops, technology."
Sorry. Not my fault. Not a user error. Absolutely. And so, that is kind of where and really how I came up with the idea for ShopDot. So the idea for what ShopDot is, it's a platform that really kind of combines the benefits of e-commerce plus an affiliate model plus selling product all in one platform. And I came up with it really to specifically to help service-based businesses engage in retail without having to buy the inventory. I specifically built ShopDot for the service industry because retailers have their traditional model of buying inventory, which is number one, right? But there's been this entire sector of service-based businesses that have high trust, high touch points with the end customer, and that are often asked for product recommendations, but there's never been an opportunity for you to engage it in any meaningful way. And so the way ShopDot works is through our platform, you can use a template that we create, so it's very easy to use. We also give you your own URL, so you don't have to worry, even if you, hopefully many of you have a website, but if you don't, you'll have your own e-commerce website. And you get to customize that. You get to put a banner if you want to put a banner. You get to also curate your favorite products directly. We have about 125 pet brands already on the platform. And you can just pick and choose whatever products you want to sell onto the store. You can also create collections. We have a couple of the dog trainers that are using our platform have specific collections that tie into the type of trainings that they provide. So what's nice is that they just send them a link. It's like, hey, here's my collection for this training. Make sure you get these items before the first training session to kind of get it going. So it's a really kind of easy tool. You're not sending them a million links to buy. It's just like, just add to cart and check out. These are the things I recommend that you purchase prior to the training. You can get it from me if you like. If you don't want to, you can get it, try finding it somewhere else, but I have it all in one place in my site. And so that is one kind of benefit as well. And the way that it works is the pet parent would buy the products on your site that's powered by ShopDot and have a complete checkout experience. And what we do is we route the order to the brands to ship it out to the end customer.
Second. There we
And
go.
then you earn a commission on the sale, is essentially how it works.
You froze for a second. Repeat that again.
Okay, so yeah, so the way that it works is the pet parents purchase products on the site, which is a ShopDot powered site, and then we route the orders to the brands to then ship it to the end customer, and then you earn a commission on the sale. We're seeing commissions of 15 to 30% on every sale, and that's dictated by the brands. So that's essentially how the platform works to enable, and I'll go into a little bit more of the benefits of the platform. The first is easy onboarding and setup. I mean, we've had trainers, groomers, daycares. We also work with rescues and shelters as well, are able to onboard and set up really quickly. There's no upfront inventory costs. It provides a seamless shopping experience for the end customer. What's great is that the brands handle customer service and product returns, and it's simplified payments and payouts. So ShopDot is actually the merchant of record on the sale, which is really nice. So we handle all of that mumbo jumbo, and we just pay you out your commission and give issue a 1099 at the end of the year. So what we do is we kind of combine the affiliate kind of model, but you get your own e-commerce store that you can share with your customer base. Some of the brands that we have on, I know that many of you guys use this and love it. Soda Pop is one of them. I know that Eve bought like their whole entire trade show display one
I
year
did.
and like hauled it. So yeah, so that's a great brand. This is Double Trouble. This is one of their best-selling products. It's really great. Adam is excellent founder, and also a vet. Blue Nine is another great brand. Fluent Pet, Two Hounds, which I know many of you guys love.
I
Chase
use
Swift. I mean,
them. I
these are
buy from them.
just,
Yes.
yeah,
Yep.
these are just a couple. We run the gamut of toys, food and treats, memorial gifts, crates, collars. A lot of collars of niche companies are on. So we're going to continue to grow. Eve sent me a list of brands that she would like to see on the platform. We're working on getting a lot of them on, which is great. And some of them are already on, by the way, too. But we like to work with the pet businesses like yours, any brands that you want to see on that isn't on, we're more than happy to reach out to the brands to get them onboarded. It's an easy onboarding process for them. And frankly, they want to get on. We're not met with a lot of resistance because they want to work with you. They want to work with you to sell more product. And they've never have been able to find a way to do that. So through ShopDot, they're able to partner with trusted pet professionals. It's a new revenue stream for them because it's completely untapped and they have exposure to new pet parents. So we have a lot of excitement, with the pet brands really seeing that ShopDot can fill also a gap that they're experiencing as well. So some of the benefits, generate more revenue. That's, I mean, at the end of the day, incremental revenue. Service is still your main thing, but the ability to incorporate retail into it can be kind of a more passive way to generate income. Partner with great pet brands. We vet all the pet brands that are on our platform. And you can also work with the pet brands to offer promotions. So that's a big thing too, is a lot of the brands are actually giving various promotions to your customer base. So you can do different email campaigns or promote a particular brand to like buy Soda Pop at 10% off for the month of June. Really different initiatives to engage your customer. And then also returning customers, keep your users coming back, allowing them to purchase pet essentials anytime and anywhere is really a great opportunity. So a couple of ways, and Eve can probably share a lot more and welcome any other bits of feedback too from anyone who's really incorporated retail into their pet business. Number one is improving the in-person experience. So it really gives a new opportunity to engage that customer, even at the drop off, right? Letting them know about products. We're talking to various doggy daycares, and I talked to Eve about this too, about really piloting in a doggy treat bar, for example. And so that's something that we have on our docket to really test out, the opportunity to utilize your space to engage the pet parent a little bit more, not just like, here you go, I'm going to run off, of how to really create this sense of community with you and the store. Driving convenience is huge. They're looking at you as a trusted professional, and the convenience of being able to buy anytime, anywhere is great, but also the convenience for you to be able to offer products that you love and recommend without the hassle. And you're making bets. When you're doing traditional wholesale, you are spending and allocating cash flow and money on something that you hope your customers want. And it's a constant evolving guessing game. With various trends, and maybe that's not the color of the year anymore, and they want a different color. And so there's all these factors that affect what people would want to buy. And so with ShopDot, you're not really beholden to that in the same way because it allows more flexibility and fluidity. Really meeting customer expectations. And then also customer engagement and loyalty. If they're able to find a product that really solves a huge need for them, they're going to remember that. And it's really going to drive that customer engagement and loyalty, as well as the ability to provide promotions. People love new things that you can introduce. They love promotions. And also, it's a fun way to engage your staff in a new way too. And these level of brand partnerships could be pretty significant in really driving a level of engagement. So what's interesting is I've kind of made this statement and so like it was, to some dog trainers and groomers and doggy daycares, and they're like, heck yeah, we are. So it's kind of funny. And some people are like, oh my God, I'm an influencer. So when I make this statement, I don't know how you're going to react, but in my opinion, I think pet care providers are the next generation influencer. They are the in-person influencer. They have trust and expertise. And it actually enables, it kind of gives the customer a new way to shop, if you think about it. That's very different from what they currently are experiencing now. So right now, as I mentioned to you, within Amazon or going on Google, what we're seeing a lot of, and this is a trend within retail, not just within pet, but in retail in general, is what we call endless aisle fatigue. So when you go on Amazon and you're looking for something in particular, you're met with all of these brands, all of these products. You don't know where they're coming from. You don't know if the reviews are accurate or they're made up. And it's overload, right? And it's a real problem. We call it endless aisle fatigue because it's never ending. The ability that, especially as we work with a lot of kind of groomers and doggy take cares, is that curation of kind of experiencing a product and saying, this is why I love this product. And I know Eve does that really well. She loves Soda Pop. She's experiences it herself. She sells it. She can sell it a lot more effectively because she has that experience. But it's really offering that level, that next level of expertise that gives that certain level of personalization that you can't really do in a traditional retail model because you're again limited by the actual inventory you have in stock. With ShopDot, you can actually offer more personalization. If a customer or client comes in saying that their dog is experiencing A or B, you can go on ShopDot and look for a bread and being like, hey, why don't you try these? I found these up a couple of other products. I've heard good things about it. Is that something you want? Here you go. Here's a link that you can purchase directly. It gives so much more flexibility beyond what you physically may carry in store. And at the end of the day, your customers want to support you. They want to support local. This was a big evolution and change and an increase in the shop local movement that came out of COVID as supporting the local businesses. So you're just giving your customers and your clients a new way to support you and support local. I don't know, Evie, if you have anything else to add to this.
Yeah, I can tell you that one of the cool things is when you're giving those homemade treats or those extras, add-ons, and you're using the product. So, like my example is the soda pup stuff. And then people are like, "What was that thing my dog was eating?" Oh, you can get it right off the site. Again, it's super simple to promote, and I love the fact that people get excited. They want to give their dogs things that they know they enjoy, and we're able to show that their dogs enjoy certain products. So, the Blue Nine climbs, people ask me all the time, like, "Hey, where's that climb thing that you did a thing with my dog on? Like, how would I get one of those?" So, the fact that it's not increasing my cost because nobody has to do anything extra, um, and people are actually getting products that we know are good for their dog. So.
Yeah.
It's a
And I
win-win.
think, yeah, it's kind of like a win-win. It's a win for the end customer, it's a win for the business, and it's a win for the brand, right? Because they're reaching more customers. But I think you hit on a really interesting point, Eve, which is one thing I always say is the ability to promote service plus retail and not looking at as separate entities. I think that if you're able to promote your service with a retail component, it enhances a retail, but it enhances a service at the same time. And so when you look at it separately, you're like, oh, I forgot to talk about this product. But if you all constantly think about how you bring in the retail with the service that you provide, it'll soon become second nature. And one thing I always say is if you build it, they won't come. Like we know this about every business. It's like I put up a shingle, ta-da, you know. And I mean, I hear this sometimes. I was talking to a groomer. It's like, some of the businesses are promoting it. They're putting it on social media, email campaigns, or working with brands and doing promotions and like giveaways, and where the brand's like, I'll give you free product. They're engaging with it and they're seeing a lot more sales. But I also, was talking to a groomer. It's like, I haven't gotten that many sales. I'm like, have you put it on your website? No. Have you promoted it on social? No. Have you done an email campaign? No. So, okay, let's start with one. And
Right.
so it's one of those things is if you build it, they won't come. But what's cool is that there's so many opportunities to incorporate retail. These are just a few. To brand partnerships is a huge. Brands want to partner with you. They are more than happy to give a major discount, give away free product in a raffle, whatever that is, they would want to engage with you. And I think of ShopDot as a collaboration tool more than anything. But events and promotional opportunities, like I mentioned, the doggy treat bar, that is a really cool opportunity that we're testing out later in the year. Brand partnerships of working with brands to offer a discount for you for a particular month and you promoting it on social media or media campaigns, dog theme shopping days, National Dog Day, whatever that may be, like looking for different ways to talk to your customers.
Yeah.
um Pet
Well, and like,
powered personal, yeah.
yeah, like, I look at the slow feeder bowls,
Yeah.
from Soda Pup, right?
Mhm.
Um, when people pack the lunch for their dog and we know it's a puppy and he's going to just mow it down, right? Offering that cute little Soda Pup slow feeder bowl. And then, yep, you can pick these up right off of our site.
Right.
When I donate, there's so many causes and we get asked for donations all the time. So I don't just give a gift certificate. I always grab some items from my lobby area and I put them together in a little gift basket with the gift certificate for my facility. And in my mind, like that's going to be great. Like I'm going to be able to shoot a picture and be like, hey, I'm donating this to the, Labradors of America. Certainly, if there's anything you like in these, here you go. And then I can include a little business card with the QR code.
There you
So
go.
at the event, right, if people are seeing the items in my little gift basket, they can just grab the little business card with the QR code, and then that will take them to my site where they can just purchase it themselves. So I'm looking at these aren't even going to be clients of mine, right? Like these are just going to be random people that see something cool in this little basket that I donated, and they now want to buy one because maybe they didn't bid enough and they didn't win the gift basket. So that's going to be a unique way that I plan on utilizing this.
Yeah, and we do provide all sellers as selling partners with a high-res QR code that you can incorporate on flyers, on anything. We also have a really great kind of support team too to help with any of this because I know for many of you, retail is kind of a newer concept, so we're here to kind of support that process along the way. Some other things are pet-powered personal shopping, right? So it's like you see a pet and maybe the pet needs something because you're interacting with the pet probably more with, or your staff is more than sometimes a pet parent. And I'm like, hey, I noticed that Fluffy, has some anxiety or loneliness or whatever that is. Here are a couple of things. So you're kind of personalizing this based on some experiences that you're seeing to help the pet parent because they want to hear that and they also are looking for solutions. And frankly, they want solutions that are convenient. They don't want to go looking for it. They want to know like, okay, what do I do to fix this as soon as possible, right? And the last is surprise and delight campaigns, again, working with brands to give some free giveaways. And imagine like, hey, you want a raffle, you're like the 50th drop or the 10th drop off today, and if you get this random gift. And like just little things like that. It's just by enabling and removing the inventory barriers and allowing you to partner with brands just opens up different levels of marketing and engagement for your customers. And that's really what ShopDot is. ShopDot is just a tool. And so I'm very transparent about it. It's just a platform where we remove the barrier of inventory to partner with brands. But what I'm hoping for is all the different layers you can do and engagement that you can do on top of it to enable you to drive a stronger customer experience, and loyalty is really the goal of the platform. Um, so yeah, that is essentially what ShopDot is. What we do, we also have, here's a QR code. There is also, there's a free plan, just so you know, for businesses to join, where you can get to publish like 20 products. The growth plan is $19 a month, but there's a coupon code for you guys for Dog Handler Academy, which is free month 3, I think. And we can share it. I know that Kristen will probably share it with you guys, but you'll get 3 months free on the growth plan, which gives you a lot more functionality and features.
Everybody loves more features.
Loves more features.
So one of the things that I thought was really interesting is the fact that, when we had first talked and you actually asked, like, what are some of the product lines that I utilize, or what are my clients looking for? So I really enjoyed the fact that you're open to expanding, that it's not a, hey, this is who we offer and this is it and this is how we sell.
No. Yeah, and like most of those people we've reached out to, and or we already have on, or we're in the process of getting on, which is great. Sometimes it's just hard to reach the decision maker
Right.
to get them onboarded. But yeah, we have a team in place that does that level of outreach of brand activation, which is really nice. Another thing too is in about 4 weeks, like again, I encourage you to sign up now so you're in the system. But in about 4 to 5 weeks, we're actually working on our 2.0. We're going to be launching our 2.0 version. So we launched, I would say fall of last year, and have brought on a bunch of pet services and again, 120 plus pet brands on, which is great. What we've done over the past couple months is incorporate, really interview them. We have an advisory board actually of trainer, groomers, and rescues, kind of different groups where we get feedback from them. And then we're in the process of incorporating a lot of that feedback as we speak. And that will be launching in about 5 weeks. So we're really excited about that. Kristen and me, I'm probably going to show it to you beforehand just to make sure, have I missed anything? But we welcome all bits of feedback, and we've heard a lot in our 1.0 version. So just so you know, we're changing and tweaking a lot of things, and our 2.0 is going to be killer.
No, that's super awesome. Super awesome. So one of the ways that I'm going to be using the shop.pet is to help my rescue organization. So many people in our industry are either a part of a rescue or we're running a rescue or we just have 13 dogs in our house, so we think we're a rescue, sort of.
Yeah.
Um, and so many times people want to give a thing, right? They want to give a product. And it just makes them feel better if they can buy the slow feeder bowl for a dog or buy a bag of food for a dog. And so that's something that we're incorporating for my nonprofit at my facility, which is Second Chance to Shine, is we're going to set it up so we can promote for people to purchase things from shop.pet and donate them to the dogs that are in my organization.
Mhm.
And I think that is just it's a twofer, right? So like people are going to purchase it and donate it. At the same time, we're going to make some money to help fund the program.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, like, the clients feel really good about it. They can buy one for their dog and one for our dog. And that I think is one of those key things because people always ask like, "Hey, where can I get, the Corunda bed for you? Where can I get XYZ for you?" And we usually send them to Amazon. Um, or we're like, hey, the local, feed and seed store might carry it. And I just like the fact that now we can send them to a site that has the products that we know are good. Because I can't tell you, how many times people send us a bag of bones that we know we are not giving to the rescue dogs. Or, the treats that we're like, yeah, no, no, we're not feeding those. We don't want to clean up diarrhea later.
Right.
So the fact that we can, really dictate and kind of hone in a lot better on what it is that we're asking people to purchase for the dogs in our program, and then, yeah, make some money and fund the program as well. So I really like that. I think that's something that even if you don't run a nonprofit or a rescue, maybe this would be your way to help a rescue. Instead of you giving your funds, you set up your shop.pet, and you could utilize that to help support a rescue in your area or a shelter in your area. So
That's a
I
really
just,
good idea.
there's just so many facets to this, that benefit us and really also help us look at the industry as a whole. We tell people like, hey, this is really good for your dog. We talk about nutrition, we talk about vitamins, we talk about toys and all of those things. Um, and we talk about it, and we don't always have the means to have it for sale and available directly. So this is a great way. Again, in my mind, we're going to have business cards. It's going to have the QR code. There'll be space on the back of the business card, so we can be like, okay, go to this site, and then this is what you're purchasing. And you really hit on it too. I don't need to give up my cash to stock a bunch of stuff and pray that I sell it all. And
Mhm.
or I'll be like, oh, this is expiring soon. I guess my staff can have it.
Yeah, right.
They
Yeah, which
love it
is
when
what I
we're
hear a
like,
lot of.
who was not rotating the stock when we were getting stuff in?
First in, first out, people. First in, first out.
Yes, yeah, yes, absolutely. But again, I think this is a great thing to do. And then the flip side to that too is also using it for your staff.
Mhm.
I'm not going to carry everything in every size for, my staff that has the 4-pound Chihuahua and my other staff that has the 120-pound Mastiff. So this way, giving employees the opportunity to purchase stuff. And
Some different ideas that I've heard from some of the pet boarding and daycares
yeah,
and the pet business that I've heard. Couple in particular were thinking about how to engage the staff with ShopDot, and an idea that they're going to be rolling out is all the or a portion or all the funds will actually go to staff engagement, like parties or
nice.
holiday parties or bonus. So what's nice about it is it incentivizes a staff to be like, oh, let's keep the shop store top of mind of like, oh, we should bring really engaging them with retail, but at the same time, the commissions, as a way to kind of keep your staff too, because I know that's a challenge for a lot of businesses is like, being able to pay the wages that we're seeing an increase in and all of that stuff. So that's just an idea that we've heard from several businesses that are onboarding of a way of how they want to use it and how they want to use a platform to engage their staff as well.
Staff love it when you can buy good stuff for the break room. So that's a great incentive.
Yeah, however it is, like, stacks for the break room or happy hour at,
Right.
whatever that may be.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Kristen had a question. Do any of, and maybe Kristen, you'll just
Yeah.
need to clarify.
I get
Um,
it. Remind me. So we are actually working with a print on demand company right now to do branded merchandise.
mm,
We're going to work on that in the third quarter of this year. So before the end of the year, ShopDot will also have, in addition to pet products from pet brands, an ability to do to choose branded swag. So we're gonna
nice.
kind of curate sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, different things like that for you to put your logo on, and then it's print on demand. So the company that we are partnering with is Printful. But so it's going to be fully embedded into ShopDot, which is nice. So you're not going to have two different sites. It's just going to be in ShopDot where you get to kind of create your branded swag.
Makes it super easy
Yeah. So it's all in one.
and super nice that you don't have to have a whole bunch of boxes of various size shirts and
Oh, you're
whatnot
like, oh,
underneath
I
your
don't have your
desk.
size. You're like, why do I have a
Never
million
fails.
extra larges?
Yes, it never fails. They'll be like, "Oh, I need a small," or "Oh, I need a this," and you're like, "Can't you wear a
Right?
medium? Just wear a medium,
Just
please."
wear it to sleep. It's a nightshirt.
Right? Yeah, or like for us, we've got the 4 seasons, so we go t-shirts, sweatshirts, tank tops,
All right.
hats, you know, all the different stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal.
Yep.
I
So
love it. Well, I'm
So
super excited.
a lot is going to be coming in, like I said, with our 2.0, with our Printful integration, with us bringing on more brands. Excited to grow with you guys, and excited for feedback as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for the
Michelle, can you go
opportunity.
back to the slide that had some of the brands on there?
Yeah.
Um, just because I know people will be like, well, are you really selling things that I like? And I'll be like,
I mean,
yeah.
there's a lot more. I mean, again, we're highlighting some of the more popular products and brands that we're seeing. But we have like GF Pet, West Paw's going to be onboarding,
Oh, that's a nice
which
one.
is huge. Ziwi Pet, is which is food. Ava Pet Palace is on, like a lot of treats, a lot of collars and leashes. I'm trying to
Well, you
think,
have my
Bixby.
favorite one already highlighted. Two
I
hounds.
know, I know. Yeah, but we have a lot. And we're getting them onboarded all the time. So
No, that's great. That's great. Because it really is when people see you use various products or toys in your daycare or training room or grooming room, they want to get that. They
right.
trust us as
Yeah.
being knowledgeable on what is the best product for their pet. And so I think that's the key thing. Like for two hounds and their freedom no pull harnesses, I have one in every size. And I always tell people, well, let's go in and let's check to see, um, what size is the right size. And so now I'm not going to have, like, I'll still keep one of every size, but I'm not going to have to stock five of every size.
Right.
So this way I can be like, all right, this is the size that you need to have. Here's the QR code. Go on and order it in whatever color that you want. Because of course I will never have
Yeah,
two
I think there's an
colors.
opportunity. So essentially, it's actually bridging the gap between online and offline interactions
Right.
because they get to still touch and feel and make sure they're getting the right size. That is a point of anxiety for a lot of people making a purchase. It is. And it's like, am I getting the right one? Do I have to get three of them and return two? Like, what a pain in the butt. And so
Right.
I think that that is a really great opportunity that we're starting to see pet businesses doing is working with them, buying some at kind of like a wholesale price of one of each, different
Yep.
sizes so that people can try on, but then the purchase is made on their store so they don't have to carry three of them or five of them. So I highly recommend that because it still gives people the ability to touch and feel, and know that what they're getting is what exactly they're expecting. But it's also saving you guys from the inventory. Um, so Kristen had another question. Is there any cost to the pet brands to sell via Shop Dot? So there's no monthly fee. We do charge a 7% transaction fee plus the credit card fee. So the credit card fee is actually not paid for by you guys. It's actually paid for by the brand.
Mm,
So essentially what you get is the commission. And depending on what plan, there's a potential kind of commission payout fee, depending on what plan that you're on.
gotcha. Gotcha. And the other key thing too that I like is you have the tab there for the memorial gifts. When we
Mm-hmm.
have a pet that passes and from our facility, it's okay. We need to go on to Amazon. We need to go on to we need to go and find something to make sure we send out to the pet parent. So I'm just handing money over to somebody that doesn't benefit me in the end.
Yep.
So that to be able to, I'm spending the money irregardless, and knowing that I'm helping myself in the process.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, we have a really great brand. I think her name is Remy. She has probably one of the largest memorial gift brands out there. And she does great. I mean, she does a lot with groomers, obviously, doggy daycares. Like these are people you see every day,
Right.
people and pets that you see every day. Um, yeah, I would say that we do really well with toys, treats, collars, leashes, are the main ones for us.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. All right. So back to that QR code.
Yes.
So people
So
know
yeah,
where to
QR
find
code,
you.
feel free to create an account, but also know that in about 5 weeks, you don't have to do anything different. Don't worry. We'll guide you through everything once we make that transition. So I encourage you to create your account now so you're getting a lot of the kind of the annoying stuff out of the way. You're going to be really excited about the 2.0 version. And we're really excited to work with you.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Well, we talked a lot about how to gain some money, gain some traction, have pet parents buying good, safe products. I think we've kind of hit the nail on the head with all the fun things. And
Mm-hmm.
then I think it's just that next step in evolving your service-based business is to let people know what products that you enjoy, promote, and utilize.
Mm-hmm.
Because they look to those of us in the industry that are caring for their pets as experts. And so it's really imperative that we do lead our pet parents down the right path. So
Yep.
fabulous. Kristen, do
Awesome.
you have any more questions for Miss Michelle? Look at that. We did great on time.
Nope,
Yay.
I think we're all good.
Just a few minutes before the hour.
Right? All the good stuff. If anybody has any other questions, feel free. You could put them in the chat. Otherwise, you've got Michelle's QR code, which is always great. And Michelle, are you, we going to see you at any trade shows? You have anything
Yes,
exciting
if you
coming
are
up?
at Super Zoo, please come by my booth. I would love to see you. Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be kind of close to like the grooming section and the natural product section.
Okay.
I don't remember our booth number off the top of my head, but I'm not sure if anyone is going to Super Zoo. Are you going? Okay, great. Come by,
I'll be there
please.
because I got to go buy out my booths.
You got
Like
to buy every booth out. So,
no, I do enjoy going to Super Zoo though, because I always find I usually buy a couple of items from various booths and then I try them out in dog daycare. And I tell them if
yeah,
I like it, then I'll buy more, but I don't want to buy a
yes.
bunch and your toy or whatever is ruined in less than 30 days or doesn't quite meet my standards. So
Right, right.
yeah,
Very
yep, nope.
cool.
I love traveling to Super Zoo and seeing what's new and innovative, and I think that's great. So
Cool.
all that
Awesome.
fun
Well,
stuff.
please stop by, say hi, and
Yeah,
yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
absolutely, absolutely. So we will, as Kristen said, get the replay emailed out to you guys in the next 24 hours. All depends on how fast Zoom gets it to us and all that good stuff. Um, as you know, we also have our seminar coming up in September. So certainly check out doghandleracademy.com. You'll want to attend that seminar. It is all about business. We fly you into Chicago. You stay at a hotel that has shuttle service, so you don't even have to get an Uber. We feed you and we get you all sorts of information so you can run your business more effectively and efficiently without necessarily having to raise costs. You can if you want, but the purpose of our seminars are really to help you become as efficient as possible so that way you can increase your profits, just like what Michelle talked about today, right?
Yeah.
Keeping your costs low and increasing your revenue. So, without further ado, thank you all for joining us. And if you're watching on the replay, we hope that you enjoyed it. And if you have questions, reach out to Michelle or you can reach out to us at Dog Handler Academy and we can make the connection. Have a good
Thanks,
night.
guys. Have a good night or good morning.
Yes, good night or good morning, all the above.
Take care. Bye-bye.